All right, so welcome guys to a Q&A, a real estate Q&A. I wanted to hold this for you guys. That way I can connect with some of the people that have been learning from my content that I've been putting out and watching my videos. So I'm super excited to do this. And I just kind of wanted to give you guys an hour with me to ask as many questions as you want and kind of, get rid of some of the confusion you guys may have about taking action or what to do after you get the contract signed or where to go to get the deal closed. So that's what I'm here for today to bring to you guys. I'm not sure the best format to do this, whether we do it in the chat or whether we bring people up to talk. But let's start off like this. If you have a question, hit me in the chat box saying you have a question, and then I'll pick each person one by one to speak. All right, Steven, you're up.
Yo, what's going on, brother?
How you doing? So Steven, how old are you?
I'm currently 16.
16.
Turning 17 in July.
And you've been getting after it, learning as much as you possibly can. I see you.
Yeah,
learning.
man, taking action.
Awesome. So what question you got for me?
So my system is pretty simple. I have a sheet and I dial manually. And with that, if I find a motivated or if I find a seller that is interested, at least, I'll put them in my Podio in another tab. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'll fill out all my notes and things of that nature. And then I have a PropStream account, and I actually like to run my comps while on the phone with them. Ideally, I wish I could get MLS access. I feel like that would make it a lot better to find what investors are buying for. But PropStream works, I guess. And my question is, I want to make my system, or basically like, if I find a person that's like, oh, F you, whatever, I'll just like cross their name in red in my sheets. Right. That's my way of like, no, don't call these people again. But for Podio, like, should I be entering every single person I contact, or what should that look like?
Well, in your Podio, it's going to be anyone that said they would be willing to receive an offer from you. Okay. So anyone that was open to receiving an offer, you made them an offer, or they said, I'll take an offer, but I can't talk right now, whatever it was. People that are willing to take an offer, guys, make sure you're muted when you're not up. That's what's in the Podio, so it has to be people that showed at least some level of interest in at least receiving an offer. I don't care if they wanted too much money or whatever it was, or they say they wanted $1 million and it's worth 200. They would still go into the Podio because eventually they might get reasonable. Who knows what's going to happen in their life that might make them consider something reasonable. So that would go to the Podio. But as far as your system, you got to get a dialer, bro. You can't just be doing the hand dials with the Google Sheet, with the spreadsheet. You're not going to get anywhere doing it like that. It's going to take way too long. So I don't know, what's your budget every month? Clearly you're spending $100 every month on PropStream, right?
So actually, I have another business. I've been doing lawn work, all kinds of different services in my neighborhood. And that kind of fuels my marketing, skip tracing. But I was actually blessed enough to build a connection with a business partner that let me in on his PropStream. Obviously, he doesn't know, but I'm going to, give him a cut when I get my first deal. But I'm actually not paying for PropStream. So, I mean, okay. Obviously.
So do you have $100 a month to spend on a dialer?
Yes.
Because you should do that. Because then when you're DNCing people, you're just going to DNC them in the dialer, not interested them in the dialer, call back them in the dialer, whatever it is. You'll use the dialer to do that, and you'll be able to reach so many more people. Right. But obviously, then you're going to need a little bit more data. So you're going to need a little bit more money for data. But I'd really think about a dialer. But real quick, how many calls are you making a day? Be honest.
Honestly, Jacob, man, I'm getting more on track, but lately I've been kind of lagging, and I think it's more of like sometimes there's just that voice in the back of my head that's like, come on, like I want to think like, oh, this is going to be my next, like this call is going to change my life. But sometimes I'm like, man, like you're going to end the day just like you did yesterday. Like, and that kind of really unmotivates me to like, stick with the calls.
It's going to be like that forever.
Right.
But eventually it'll happen. That's why you got to count your no's till you get a yes. And then you'll know how many no's it took you to get a yes. And next time it'll take less no's to get to a yes. But how many calls a day when you were trying?
Probably anywhere from like 45 to 75.
45 to 75?
When I was like going hard. Yeah.
100 to 200 a day, bro. Hand dials. These guys in my office make 100 to 200 a day, hand dials. So on the follow-ups, 100 to 200. You guys got to bust it. Otherwise, nothing's ever going to happen. All right. When you get back at it, get a dialer. Then you'll be making a lot more than 100 or 200. But if you're going to stick to the hand dialing with the spreadsheet, 100 to 200 calls a day minimum.
Okay, for sure. I've been looking at
really go for it, bro. And if you just go for it for 3 weeks and then take 2 weeks off, you're never going to get anywhere. The only way to get a deal is staying consistent. So you gotta stay consistent. Also, I see you learning so much, like spending a lot of time on learning, but I think it's time for you to transition to taking more action rather than more learning.
Right.
All right. I wish you the best, bro. Let me know if you have another question. All right, let's see. Larry, you're up.
Hi, this is Killian, Larry's partner. So, you know how we're from Coeur d'Alene, so Spokane, Washington, Idaho, up in the Pacific Northwest, and real estate laws might be a little bit different up there than down here, right? So when we get a house that an investor cannot make a profit on, this is an end buyer house, and we get it under contract, how do you list it with the agent on MLS?
Okay, so is this a vacant property?
Vacant and or someone's living in it.
Well, when they're living in it, we don't list it on the MLS. That's like a no-go. You don't want to do that. Sorry, muting people. You don't want to list it on the market if it's occupied, really. So what I do when I'm listing properties, it's normally when I have a vacant house, which is rare. I still don't really list it. I'm just going to sell it with other disposition strategies to cash buyers, blasting the deal out to cash buyers, Facebook, whatnot. But when it's vacant land, how do I go about listing it with an agent? I find an agent in the area. I have them look at it, tell me, okay, we could list it at this price. Okay, I'll be able to make a couple $1,000s, and I give 3% to both sides, and boom, they'll take the listing and they'll list it. But when you're telling them this, you want to let them know, hey, I just have the property under contract and I'm going to be listing it with equitable interest. You have equitable interest in the property by having the contract. Right. So that way they know you're not the homeowner, because some realtors and different states, the MLS is pretty strict on listing a property with equitable interest. So you want to make sure that they know that's what you're going to be doing. But any realtor is going to wants a free listing, bro. So it's pretty easy. You call a realtor up and they want to list whatever you've got for you.
Right. Yeah. And the way it works up in Washington is you can't list on MLS interest in property
with equitable interest.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So then there's pretty much no way to list your deals without closing on them, if that's how it goes.
Right. And then what we could do on the back end is they can give it to their buyers, but they can't post it on MLS. And then
yeah,
they get
of course.
Be on top.
Networking with realtors is great. Yeah. Put their 3% on top. Realtors bring good buyers that are willing to pay more.
Right. Larry, do you have any questions?
I'm good. Thank you, Jacob.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Who's next? Jose Paulton, you're up.
Hey, what's up, Jacob? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, bro. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. Well, I have a question. So I'm in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the laws here are a lot different than wherever, like across the country, basically. And so around here, you kind of need a letter of offer to purchase. Um, in the other states that, for example, like Texas and Arizona, do you need a letter of purchase to do wholesaling around there too, or no?
No, you don't. Isn't New York an attorney state as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so stuff's going to be a lot different. I did a deal in Virginia and it was an attorney state.
Yeah, I saw Richmond, right?
Yeah, and it was a pain. So, but yeah, no, we don't need that here. But still,
Okay.
with an attorney state, I wouldn't let it stop you. It's still pretty easy to get deals done. You just gotta, listen to what they're telling you to do. But make sure you
So
listen to the right person.
yeah, so when you had when you went to an attorney state, um, for the letter of purchase, right? You just sent it over to a lawyer, and then the lawyers write the contracts, right?
I was still able to use my own contract. So
Okay.
basically, my buyer had his own attorney that was closing his real estate transactions. So I just went and used him. This attorney, though, was like, really stubborn in his ways. So I had to make a ton of changes to my agreements to get the deal to work. So like he'd tell me to fix this, I change that, send it over. Then he wants this changed, then this, then this. And it's like a bunch of back and forth rather than him telling me everything that needed to be changed up front. So that's
So
what
you
was annoying
didn't have
about
to
it.
use your lawyer, right? You didn't have to use your lawyer to.
No, I just used his.
Okay, so it would have. Okay, so that's perfect.
Yeah, most of the time your buyer, right, is going to be experienced with dealing with the attorney state
So
and
you would.
dealing with
I
the.
heard that you saying you would recommend people use like a dialer system like Mojo dialer, right, to get more calls across.
Yep, you got to be using a dialer. I mean, when you're hand someone, you got to use.
Like honestly, my partner is in here too. His name is Kevin. So right now, what we're doing is hand dialing. We're picking up the phone and hand dialing.
Mhm.
But we were looking into dialer systems, and I don't know if you know any good dialer systems besides Mojo.
Yeah, I'm about to tell you. Sorry, had to mute that.
You're good.
Someone, make sure you guys are muted. Um, Here we go. I'm gonna put it in the chat. This is the dialer I use. I use ZenCall,
Uh-huh.
and you can get it for $99 a seat with this link.
$99 a seat.
Yeah.
So it's three of us. We're a group, basically, three of us.
Okay. Well, if you're all gonna be using one dialer, sorry. If you're all gonna be using one dialer, you guys can just call at different times. That way you don't have to pay for more than one seat, or buy
Alright.
2 seats and then just call at different times. That way you're saving money. Because say
Alright.
one of you calls in the morning, one midday, and then one finishes out the day, then you only need 1 seat.
All right, yeah, because that was basically one of the questions, and then my last one, I guess, was so you were saying in the states like Arizona, Texas, and I guess like let's say Utah or whatever, you can use your contract, right? Because I seen on your website you have your contracts.
And you can start with my contract in the attorney state, and then
All right,
see
I'll
what
start in New York
adjustments
with
you have to
I'll go
make.
to New York.
The contract should work pretty much in any state.
All right, I'll go with your contract. I want to see if I can get another deal in New York. I'll use your contract, and if the attorney says anything, I'll just use the client attorney, right? Just so we don't.
Yeah, I mean, if by chance you don't get a buyer that has an attorney, like maybe they're a new buyer, this is like going to be their first deal, then just call around, right, and find one that you like, and they'll guide you. Just like any other title company, people are so afraid. Oh, what do I do after I get the contract signed? The title company, they're so nice. They'll tell you what to do. They'll guide you,
Because you use one called Pioneer, right? Something like
Yeah,
that?
I use Pioneer Title here in Arizona, and then I use Capital Title of Texas in Texas, and then I've been using different ones in California, Georgia, and Florida as I'm learning the market and finding the title company that I like the most.
Okay, so just basically call around to find the right title company then.
Yes, sir. Find one you like. Sometimes you'll use one for a couple deals and then decide, oh, they're not that great, and move on to someone else. Just try them out.
Got it. Thank you, man. Have a
Yes,
good one.
sir.
All right.
Diane, do you have a question? No, let's see. Here, Them Bros. How do you train your cold calling team? So I train my cold calling team I built a script for them, which you can go download at jacobblank.com/free. And then I extended off that script by building it's like a 9-page packet with rebuttals and different things to build rapport. So that way they would have more to learn than just a script. But most of the time when you're hiring these cold callers, they've been doing it for years. So they pretty much know what they're doing. But obviously you have to make tweaks. And one of the main things to focus on with these cold callers when you're training them is to focus on their intro. Because if they can get through to the intro, they're going to have so much more success. Because once you have them, you have them. If you get into the intro, you have the person on the phone, and now they're going to listen for a little bit at least. So you'll probably be able to do good. I don't care so much about the rest of the call as much as I do about the intro. So make sure your cold caller's intro is spot on. Alexis, you have a question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the best advice you have for me? I'm a 16-year-old and I really want to get started in real estate, but I've been asking my family members if they can help me co-sign in what is it called?
Start an LLC with you.
Yes. So I could start calling, but none of them like listen to me. They don't trust me. So I want to take a different route, and I'm still too young to actually open an LLC myself. So I want to know any other options that I could get started in real estate.
You can bird dog for people, find them deals. You could go work for a company like me. But I'd honestly, you need to convince them to start an LLC with you. So maybe that means showing them my YouTube videos or showing them about me. Maybe having them read through my website.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing. I've been showing them your videos of how you actually done it, how you started since you were young and your family helped you and you made it, but they don't believe, like they don't actually have trust in me. Like they don't trust that could happen. Like it would be that easy.
Well, you got to convince them, because the best route would be to have someone over the age of 18 start an LLC with you. It could be a friend that's 18 years old. It doesn't have to be your parents either. So you just got to find someone over the age of 18 and get them to create an LLC with you. And then the next step would be learning everything that you possibly can on YouTube. That's how I started, right? I didn't have much money to spend on education. So I would be up late every single night learning everything I possibly could. And then after about a month of doing that, I started taking action, got a dialer, got data, called every single day for hours. So that's what I would do. But it starts with the LLC.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. James, you got a question? James Neves.
Hey, what's up, Jacob?
How you doing, bro?
Good. So, before I get to my question, I'm 15 and I just got my first contract signed, and this is, I guess, this could probably help with Alexis a bit. And with my situation, I wasn't able to start an LLC right now, mainly because of the startup costs and things like that. And I'm just getting started in wholesaling. But pretty much what I did was I made sure to really emphasize and actually show in the contract to my parents, like how there was really no risk involved, and how like either you could get your earnest money back, you're not going to be stuck having to purchase the property, because my parents are very skeptical and things like that. But I was able to get one of them over 18 to sign. And yeah, right now I'm working on my first deal. I have a couple interested buyers, and yeah, I am in Connecticut though, and that's an attorney state. And pretty much I was wondering, like, what are there any big differences between like attorneys and title companies, and the process we're working with them?
There's not really much of a difference between the process. The only thing that I noticed when I went through it was that they're a little more strict on how the wording has to be. But just work with them and get the deal closed.
Got you. Thank
It's
you.
all pretty much the same process. But
Okay.
15 years old, man, congratulations. That is amazing. And
Thanks, dude.
that should help you. Yeah, guys, if you watch my one of my YouTube videos where I go over my contracts, I point out the outs where you're able to get out of the contract, how you can't lose the earnest money, the contingencies, and then show your parents that and show them there's no risk. Let's do it. So I think that's very, very smart that you did that. What did you pick up the property at? Purchase price, and what do you think it's worth?
40,000. So he was asked, I actually found this on Zillow. It was for sale by owner on Zillow. He was asking 55. I was able to get him down to 40, and pretty much I got the contract signed, and the estimated repairs were around 110. It was a fire property. But after running a lot of comps and things like that, I can strongly say it's worth around 260 to 250. And yeah, so now I have a couple people interested, but then I think like 3 to 4 people who are actually seem very serious, and we're actually trying to move forward with that. So hopefully within the next like 2 weeks or so, I should be able to close on it. But yeah, right now, based on what people are offering and where I'm able to get with negotiating, I'm looking at a $10,000 to $13,000 fee for my first deal.
Awesome, bro. Congrats. You're
Thanks,
gonna be
man.
successful, bro. Sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders, so I think you're gonna do well.
Oh yeah, most of it. I mean, I really started getting back into the wholesaling business because of you. I've been like I would watch a lot of Kong Wholesale to Million. I saw you
Uh-huh.
on his podcast, and I've done a ton of research prior to this, but then I took a little bit of a break to really focus on like one of my other businesses that I'm working on. But then I don't know, bro. I guess it was your age, and then I started seeing your YouTube videos, bro. That just got me all hyped up to start freaking working at it again. I started cold calling, and actually I found this lead and found this seller, the property, actually, believe it or not, in my first day back cold calling, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
can happen like that. It definitely
yeah.
can, but it can also take a long time. So you got to
Oh
stay.
yeah, I was honestly, I was preparing myself to take like 500 no's before I get one property, but I did get really lucky with finding this, and yeah, so this is definitely a great start, and hopefully I could scale in the future. But yeah.
Awesome, bro. Congrats. If you struggle to sell that, try to reach out to me and I can probably help you. Someone
Gotcha.
says, Jacob says, when you say 100 to 200 calls a day, reach out to 100 to, I'd say reach out to 100 unique people a day. 100 unique people a day to 200. And double dial, guys. Ring them once, ring them again. Get these people to answer. Johan, I'm probably saying your name wrong. You got a question.
Yeah, bro. What's up, Jacob?
How do I say your name, bro? I'm sorry.
Oh, Johan.
Johan. Okay, I got
Yeah,
it
you said
right.
it right.
What's up? What you got?
Yeah, so my question is like what does a dialer do?
A dialer, it's a multi-line dialer. So it dials, depending on the dialer, like Mojo dials 3 lines at a time, but with Zen Call, you can dial up to 12 lines at a time. So basically, it's going to dial 12 people at once. And let's say 2 people answer. It's going to feed you one person and then drop the call that didn't answer and then call back that person that answered and then feed that to you. So if you're hand dialing, they don't answer, right? But if you're on a dialer, it's dialing 10 people at once. One of those 10 is going to answer and it's going to feed you it. So it maximizes your time. I also have a YouTube video about the best dialer that explains a dialer a little bit more in depth, but that's basically how they work.
Got it. Also, when the person doesn't pick up and I call them like twice, do I just call them back like in a week, or what do I do?
The next day. I mean, how big's
Next
your
day?
list? This is a cold list.
Nah, this is
No one's
absentee
in.
owners.
Okay, absentee owners, but you haven't contacted them to find out they're interested yet. They're not like follow-ups, right?
No, not
How big's the
follow-ups.
list?
Just 500.
Yeah, call 500. I mean, you should be going through that 500 list at least like 3 to 4 times a week, if that's
Okay.
what you're trying to get the deal
Gotcha.
out of, you know? So
Yeah.
ring them, ring them, ring them, ring them. If you have that 500 list on a dialer, you'll be able to go through that list 10 times a week. More than that, probably.
Sounds good, bro.
Yes, sir. Jacob Ash, got a question.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. We got the same name. That's cool.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, and then my last name's Ashikyan. It's like it's foreign, so it's kind of
All right.
special.
What question you got for me?
All right, so I got three. So the first one is like, what time should I be cold calling, and like, what days of the week?
8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then I'd say start at 10 a.m. 10 to 8 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. That's your window.
Right. Okay, and then the second one for the dialers. So I asked you once in like a YouTube comment of like, so let's say you go to like a new area, like you're doing it virtually, like across the US. Like, does it do like a number local to there, or?
Yep. So you'll just purchase a number local to there, and then you'll assign it to the campaign for that state. So yep, do that. And if you're struggling to figure anything out with the ZenCall dialer, just Google ZenCall customer support and then call their number and press 4 for technical support, and they'll answer all your questions.
All right. And then the last one. All right, this is like a kind of a curveball. So how would you say like you would stay motivated during this when like everyone's like against you, like no one supports you? It's like, well, what do you think?
I mean, how old are you?
Now I'm 17.
And you're in high school?
Yep.
I mean, what else do you got that's better to do than trying to become super successful?
I don't know.
So that's how you stay motivated. There's nothing better to do. So you just try at this. You know that it's real. I'm sitting here. I was just a high school kid, and now I've been able to become really successful. So just know it's real. Every time you get discouraged, know that the proof is there. The proof of concept is there. If you just keep going at it every single day, something will happen. But you must be going at it as hard as you possibly can every single day. Otherwise, you don't deserve to be rewarded with anything if you're not busting your ass. So that's
stay away from girls.
Yeah, and don't let the girls get you off the money.
All right, thank you, bro. I'll see
Yes,
what
sir.
I can do.
I wish you the best, bro.
All right, bro. You too.
Adrian Gonsalves, you got a question?
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Awesome. Hey, so I got like, I guess kind of like two questions for you. Thanks for hosting this.
Yes,
But
sir.
essentially, so I've been wholesaling. So I'm like 22. I've been wholesaling for I really started actually going at it on the calls. I would say in like September, October of last year. And I was busting my ass. I closed actually my first 3 deals in January. But ever since then, and I did a JV 50-50 split with a person who kind of taught me the game.
What
at
state
first.
are you in?
Oh, I'm in Maryland.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So I made good money, but it wasn't like the whole assignment fee. And so essentially, and I'm still working my job. I work at Apple Retail, so I'm still working that. But essentially, so what I did essentially was after that was I hired some VAs to kind of call for me. And now that has kind of chunked my money down. And I haven't had, and I hit a plateau. Like I haven't had a deal since January. And so I was kind of like, so right now what I'm focusing on,
He's
I pulled my.
He's probably gonna search it up. So just say like.
Sorry, say that again. I had to mute someone.
So no, you're good. You're good. So I hit a plateau. I haven't had a deal since January, and my 2 of the deals that I got were from Fizbos, and then one of them was from PropStream. But I'm still pulling leads and stuff from PropStream, but I'm finding that it's not that it's not accurate, but it's not really like it's not really that motivated. So I started reaching out to other people in my area, that I know wholesale. and they're telling me different. They're telling me I'm pretty much kind of getting that the real successful ones aren't really pulling only from PropStream. So like, where do you recommend that I pull some leads from?
Well, PropStream's like the cheapest, so you got to think everybody that's getting in the business is pulling from there. So it's going to be
Yeah, I
saturated.
figured.
You shouldn't be
That's what I
hitting a
figured.
plateau if you just hired cold callers. You should be doing better because you didn't have cold callers when you got those first deals, right?
Yeah, no, and I mean that's the kind of boat I'm in right now. So that's why I'm really trying to plan my next moves ahead, because I mean I'm good at talking to the sellers. I'm good at constructing the deals. I've gotten some leads. I've gotten a good amount of leads, but they're just asking way too much, and the motivation isn't really right there. So I'm kind of I reached out to my county. Like, I mainly do business in Baltimore city and county. So I reached out to the county and city. I'm trying to get tax lien leads from them and records from
How
them.
many callers
Although
do you have?
I have one, and
One?
I've been paying them to call for like 40 hours a week.
Okay.
Mhm.
So there's two places you can get data from. This one might not be in your state. ReboGateway.com. Rebo Gateway, REBO
Okay.
gateway.com is a great place. And then you can pull a high equity list for your whole market from here for only $795. I'm going to send the link.
Okay.
It gives you unlimited data for the whole year for $795. And I'd pull 15 years plus residents, so that way you'll get people with high equity. I just sent the link. But
Thank you so much. Okay.
But you just wholesaling goes in waves. You have great months and you have bad months. It goes in waves. And right now, because of the news, the news is telling everyone that the real estate market is on fire. You got to find the really, really distressed people. It's becoming more challenging right now. But people are always going to want too much. You just got to keep going until you find that person that is willing to sell for a reasonable price. You know how the game works. You've gotten deals before, so you just got to keep going at it. But definitely PropStream, you got to get some data from some other places for sure.
Okay. I mean, so what? So you said this Rebo, like I literally can get it. I can get like unlimited data for a whole
Rebo
year.
Gateway, no. Rebo Gateway is for like death, divorce, lates. Rebo Gateway gives you a bunch of niches. This link I just sent in here, partner.coleinformation.com/unlimited. For $795, you can get unlimited data for the whole year.
And this was working really well for you?
Yep, I still use it. Every new market that I go into, I use it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna look into it. And I guess so I'm gonna do that, and I'm still gonna try to pull the county records and stuff from them. It's just a little bit harder because no one's working in the offices. So and you know how some of the city and county be over the phone. But I guess the second question is, what are some tips to really just stay consistent? Like, I'm not trying to get rich overnight, but I'm right now, what I'm just working on is just really just trying to at least get one deal a month,
Yeah. Well, I'd get a second cold caller because the dialer works better with two cold callers.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to go a month without a deal if you only have one cold caller. So I'd have two cold callers for sure.
Okay.
So you work a job. How many free hours a day do you have?
I don't have too much, to be honest. I really don't have too much. And that's why I really like when I was calling like that, and I got I got a little blessed because two of them were FISBOs, right? And then, but the third one, like anytime I had any free time, I was calling. Like on my 15-minute break, I'd make like 2, 3 calls, 4 calls, 5 calls. Then on my lunch, I'd be doing it and stuff. And
so how many hours a day do you think you have?
Probably like 3 to 4 max. Yeah, so
that's enough to get a deal. But
no, I'm making certain steps. Like
how many leads are you getting a day from one caller?
I get at least like 1 to 2, but like I said, they're really asking for too much. And I'm not only having them call like Maryland. I'm having them call I had some in like Georgia. I had some lists in Texas.
How many leads are you getting a month?
A month, I'm probably getting like 50, like, or no, more than that. I mean, I have in this Google sheet.
To get a
In this
deal
Google
a
sheet, I
month,
have a.
to get a
Mhm.
deal a month, you need to get over 100 leads a month. So you need to get another caller. You'll be able to get a deal.
Yeah, no, then that's what I was thinking, because the person who like that's actually, I have a third quick question if you don't mind. But yeah, that's what these people that I like hired. It was kind of just like something like the person who kind of taught me. He was just like, hey, like check this out. It might help you out because I know you need a caller. And I mean, they're okay. Like they're Filipino callers. But I've been hearing a lot of noise about like Call Genius. Like, do you have any
Yeah.
reviews on that?
A lot of my callers are with the Call Genius. Their center's shut down right now because they had a COVID outbreak, but they're good. They're good. They're just really busy. So sometimes when you go through the website, it's hard to get the meeting and get all set up, but they will get back to you. Just keep trying to reach out.
Okay.
They're just,
Okay.
they're full.
And are they?
All their agents are assigned to people's campaigns. So they're constantly training new people to bring in to provide to the new people that want campaigns. And a lot of people have been reaching out. So it's
Okay.
been
And are they American callers, or like
Philippines.
they're from
But right
but they're
now,
good?
I can tell you I'm making less money because they're not working for me right now because the COVID. They're shut down for like one more week because everyone got COVID in the call center. So I've been making less money. They do a great job. I'm missing out on deals.
Okay.
The last
Yeah.
month,
No.
not great
Gotcha.
without them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Also,
And
Adrian, I sent some training on how to pull the cold data in the chat.
gotcha. Thank you so much. No, I like appreciate this so much. And and what then the Call Genius is what, about like 350 an hour?
They 7.
Oh, there's 7. Okay, no worries. Okay.
What are you
All right,
doing
well,
right now?
I'm doing like 250, 350. Like I'm paying them 140 a week
Where are
for
they from?
40
How
hours.
did you find it?
It was from something on Facebook, honestly.
Make sure they're not cheating you. All right.
Mhm.
They
But
come
anyways,
trained with the Call Genius too. So, if you want it to be less of a headache too, look into it.
gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for your information, man.
Yes,
It
sir.
really helped me a lot.
Wish
Thank
you the
you.
best. All right, Jason, he's in class. I'm 17 years old. I can't talk because I'm in class. Trying to get in real estate wholesaling for a while. What are the best ways to find deals? My favorite way when you're starting is cold calling. This is something I want to get very good at. I've been looking for out-of-state properties, investor-friendly states. You could start in your own state, bro. What am I doing wrong? Well, what are you doing? First, I'd need to know. How many homeowners are you reaching out to a day? You got to be contacting homeowners daily, talking to people daily, comping property, looking at property daily. Otherwise, you're never going to get a deal. Your whole life has to revolve around talking to homeowners and looking at property, and then deals come. How do you host cash buyer open houses on properties you have under contract? You just tell the homeowner, I need to walk through a couple contractors through the property. I get multiple bids every time I buy a property. That way I can get the best pricing on the repairs. Would it be okay for me to walk a couple people through? You meet the buyers outside before you walk in the property. You tell them there's a no talking policy, so they don't talk to the seller. Walk them through, super easy. Most of the time, I mean, it doesn't really get to be an issue. I've even had a seller find my deal that I sent out online. They find it on Facebook or whatever. I sent it out, and then they're like, I saw you're reselling the deal, and I'm like, well, I promised you to get you the price you wanted, and then basically it goes from there. They're just like, we'll get the deal closed then, and I'm like, okay. So usually it's not a problem. So don't be too afraid. Just make sure your buyers, set the standard before they walk in the house. Diane, you able to ask your question right now? Diane, Culp, you're up. Diane? All right. Jay says, how do you find the most cash transaction zip codes? You can do that on PropStream or Propelio. Pretty sure. But you can also just Google the amount of non-MLS cash transactions going on in whatever area it is. Let's see. I don't use a real estate attorney in Arizona. I use Pioneer Title for title in Arizona. Aaron is looking for anyone in Washington. Let's see. I'm using cold data as my main data, and then I use Rebo Gateway for niche data. I also do pull some things from PropStream and Propelia, but majority is from Cole. Would you recommend calling yourself first? Yes, I'd call yourself first for 2 weeks. Even if you can afford cold callers on a dialer, cold call yourself first for 2 weeks. You got to do each part of the business before you delegate it. That way you know how to do every part. Let's see. You can connect your cell phone to the dialer, I'm pretty sure, but why not just connect a headset to your computer and speak through it? Someone asked that. Where do you get your cold callers? I get my cold callers at thecallgenius.com. I just sent the link. Thecallgenius.com. I think Rebo Gateway is like $250 a quarter or something. Rick, you got a question? You're up. Rick? Can't hear you.
I don't know if he's here, but I got a real quick question, Jacob. How do you structure your business by salaries? How does that work?
Yeah, so I pay my acquisition managers $2,000 a month. It's salary, so they get $24,000 a year no matter what, and then they get 10% commission. And when you look on the back end of this, they're right about 20%. So if you look at the back end on the revenue they brought into the company, the commissions paid out for their deals plus their salary, they're basically getting 20% of their deals. That's how I
Gotcha.
But in the beginning, I was paying like $1,200, but it's not the best. I might be paying too much right now. It's a constant battle of trying different new pay structures and whatnot. Currently, I'm liking the 2,000, but I might be giving them a little bit too much where they're not focused enough on the commission, but I haven't seen that issue. But I want quality people. I don't want people scrounging to live that are working for me. So I feel like $2,000 is pretty reasonable. 1 second. Shoot. 1 second. My audio messed up. Yo. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Did that answer your question, Steven?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Let me get this chat box open back up. Rick, did you have a question? I can't hear you, Rick. I don't know why.
Wait, Jacob, I have a quick question. Sorry to interrupt. Where did you say you pull your leads again, like the vacant properties and all that kind of stuff? Besides PropStream?
I use this link. I'm gonna send it in the chat again.
Thank you.
I use this link, and then I use Rebo Gateway as well. The first link is the unlimited. Rick, is your mic working? Nope. Diane, you ready to ask your question?
Yeah, is it here?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah. You can hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So I've been contemplating how to go about getting into this. Where I live right now, I'm currently renting, and I feel like I'm throwing away money on rent when I should be owning a home. My living circumstances were kind of weird because, went through a divorce, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, looking for my own place while wanting to do this at the same time, I was watching some of your videos and I saw that, you heard you talk about Cole Real Estate Group. they told me when I called to inquire about their services that, like, what is it, 700, 750 to get a call
795.
list. Is that just for like one area of the country? So like if I live in an area where I don't necessarily want to stay and I'm trying to relocate anyway, is that like, can you switch your subscription of how
You can
they
pick
send it?
whatever state you want, and they give you the whole state, so you can pull millions of records for $795 in whatever state you want. But you either get one or two markets. I can't remember.
Okay, so yeah, it was 750. Maybe they increased it to 795. But what you're saying is you're using either Call Genius, or was there the other dialer to have?
Yeah, so the
cold callers call
callgenius.com,
for you?
the callgenius.com is for cold callers, and then there's a link right here. Here, I'll send it for the Call Genius dialer. So the Call Genius call center got a discount because they have so many seats. They got a discount on the Zen Call dialer. So that's what the dialer is.
Okay. All right.
I
but
just sent a
when
link
it
in the
comes down to
chat
getting
for
lists,
jacoblank.com/services, and all the things that I use in my business are on there, and there's a description about them so you can know which one's which.
all right. So, but if it comes down to wanting to make cold calls yourself, besides the Cole Realty Group lists, you're getting lists straight from the title company, or where else are you getting your
Yeah,
leads
you can get some lists from the title company. You want to find a title company that skip traces them for you, so that way it's completely free. I have a YouTube video on that. You just call title companies and speak to their marketing department and see what they have to offer. So you can get lists for free from title companies as well. So if you want to cold call yourself, I'd either get the coal or get a good amount of data, 50,000 records. I think that's what I started with.
Right.
And then get the Call Genius dialer and start cold calling with the dialer.
Okay, and when you're looking for your own property for yourself, I mean, I don't want a huge fix-up project right away, but I don't want to pay like top retail price. So what's your advice for somebody when my lease is coming up? I want to be able to do this as a business, but I'm also trying to establish my own residence. And that's why I've been like hemming and hawing about getting started with it.
You can't be picky. I mean, you can't be picky. Most of the deals that we're selling as far as wholesale deals are deals that I won't flip, but somebody else will flip. So it's hard for me to even find ones that I want to fix and flip because, you can't, I don't know what advice to have as far as finding a personal residence. It's going to be a challenge depending on your criteria for what you want. Does that make sense?
Right.
I mean, it's
Okay.
a challenge
Well,
enough
that makes,
to, it's
yeah,
a
it
challenge.
does. It does.
It's a challenge enough to even get a deal. So to find something for a personal residence with certain criteria that you want will be even more of a challenge,
Right, right. And when you decide that you're going to actually be involved in flipping a place, you have to have like the cost of all the construction and people fixing the place up before you are able to resell it. And that was my biggest criteria. Some of these deals, I had a subscription to foreclosures.com. I don't even know if that subscription is worth it. And if you've ever been on that website, but they show you homes that are actually in foreclosure through tax liens and delinquent payments. Now the bank owns it. So now you're talking about going to an auction, which really wasn't something I wanted to get involved in, which you were not using in your YouTube content. So I was going to cancel that subscription and just go with like the cold calling, like you said. And then the other part,
well, you're
one of your videos,
you're going to need a service. You're going to need a service like PropStream or Propelio where you can comp the properties to figure out what they're worth, and they'll show you the pre-foreclosures. They'll show you the properties in foreclosure on there. So that's not really necessary, that service.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So, I mean, essentially, though, when you're talking about whether you got a cash buyer.
Cheated a little bit. Come on, one more round. One more round. Could be you.
Yep, when you got a cash buyer.
So when you have a cash buyer, I mean, you're getting lists of cash buyers off of Facebook groups is one of the videos that you mentioned. And I wasn't sure if you have other sources. So like, let's say I was hesitant because I'm like, okay, let's say I buy a listing from Cole Realtor Group, and then I have, you know, a deal. I don't have any cash buyers established. So what you're saying is I should do that in advance of making cold calls,
No,
or
you don't need to.
that just comes
No.
up when you're looking
No.
for a buyer?
No, you don't need to. If you have a deal, it'll fly off the shelf. All you have to do is post your deal in a bunch of real estate Facebook groups and it'll get sold. Or find someone like me in your market that can sell it for a cut. Don't find buyers first, and post the deal on
Okay.
Facebook and Craigslist when you have it, and it'll sell. Facebook and Craigslist.
All right. Well,
Don't worry about
makes
getting
sense.
buyers first.
All
I think
right.
that's a
I think
mistake
that's
a
all
lot
the
of people make.
Yeah, I was really worried about that. And then also just the idea of being involved in an actual flip of a property that's in physical distress, that kind of scared me because I'm like, well, where am I going to find all the people that actually have to do the work and make sure that I don't go under, because I don't have a lot of liquid assets built up in case the deal goes the wrong way. If I had more money of liquid assets of my own, like a big company like you've built for yourself, and you felt more comfortable taking that risk, I wouldn't mind. But I'm not interested in flipping at right out of the gate because I don't
Right.
want to
So
lose money
wholesale.
when I'm first trying
Wholesale.
to establish money.
Wholesale, build up capital. But if you want to
Okay.
find a personal residence and get a personal mortgage on it, then your interest rate's going to be super low, and that's
Right.
free. Fix it up, and you know, maybe you get it at a discounted price and you have some equity. So for a personal residence, if you're getting a, you know, mortgage on it, not much risk.
Right. Yeah, I really, honestly, and yeah, I know it makes sense to try to fix it up and do home improvements. I've just known people where it became like a life mission where it took so many years to get something fixed up piecemeal, when I'm the type where my surroundings will make me happy if they're complete. And most people get a construction loan, it's done, it's ready to go. I mean, I guess it depends on what you want to spend.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense too. Totally.
Well, I guess the step for
Well,
you
thank
would
you.
be
I
to start
appreciate it.
cold calling. Yep. Start reaching out to your desired area and try to
Yeah.
find a deal. Thank you. John Booker says, how do you feel about
Thank you.
I don't do much SMS anymore. It's about to become completely 100% illegal and really not a thing. I never got a deal from SMS. I spent maybe $10,000 on SMS, didn't get anything. But that was over a long period of time. Not my favorite thing.
Hey,
You know,
thanks,
it works
Jacob.
for some people.
Thanks, Jacob. It's John. I'm in Phoenix here with you, and I know it's competitive right now. Would you recommend going virtual to another market to start?
Yeah, but I'd still do Arizona. Texas has been good for me, but there's money to be made in Arizona. But Arizona's been pretty dry with deals lately.
Yeah, because everything's going up.
But when you get a deal here, it sells for a crazy price. So
Yeah. Does that another
but
question?
going virtual is easy, bro. I'd go for it.
Okay, I appreciate it. Does the cold data? I know it comes with phone numbers. Do you ever have to skip it again, or are those numbers perfect?
No, we don't skip it again. I mean, we have this other thing. There's this Mojo. This is not high quality at all, but it's another way to get more phone numbers. Mojo Dialer, they have this skip tracer thing where you pay $50 a month and you get unlimited skip tracing. So sometimes we run it again through that to try to pick up some more phone numbers.
Okay, I like that. Last question. I know you said dial first on your own so you know how to train your cold callers, but once you're ready to get the cold callers going, do you recommend just doing one at a time, or do you recommend as much as you can afford?
Start with 2.
Okay.
But if you can afford more, start with 3 and then
Okay.
add one ever so often.
Okay, and how many do you have currently?
I have between 26 to 30, depending on who's hired, who's fired. But
Okay, and I don't think you can answer this question on the call, so I left a message asking if you can put it on a YouTube video. I'm really interested. I'm a data guy, and I just wonder how you keep track of all the data, what you called, what is DNC'd, what needs to be called again. You're passing it out to all your cold callers. Like, how do you keep track of it all?
It's fairly simple in the dialer. But yeah, I could definitely make a video on that. And as
Okay.
far as organizing the data and whatnot.
Yeah, because I like, how do you know when to hit it again? Like some people say every 3 months, things like that. So I'm just wondering, maybe you could do a YouTube video on that. It'll be really, really something I'll be
Yeah,
looking.
so we just keep like hitting it. We call it big lists, like the
Okay.
whole market with the coal data. So we kind of just keep hitting it, and then we'll see that it's not doing well at all anymore. And then we'll pull it all out. And so we're pulling it all out, and then we're removing the DNCs. But everyone that was not interested, we put back in as if they were never not interested. So then we call everything again. So we just remove
Okay.
the DNCs and call everything again. So we pull it out of the dialer, delete the file, and then upload it again, just removing the DNCs. And then it's like everything's new again. Everything's going to get called again.
Okay.
Just a little bit to help you out. But I can definitely do a video on that.
Awesome. And then this is definitely the last question. How many leads per cold caller do you expect, like daily or weekly or monthly? Like, what are the numbers around that?
I try to get a minimum of 10 leads a week per agent, minimum.
Okay.
So that's the minimum you'd be looking at.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yep. And that's on, that's on like a 30-hour schedule too.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, but I think we got jumped over, but I'm going to jump back in real quick because I got a really quick question.
Yep.
When you're in the middle of closing, I'm curious. You've got the seller on contract for 100,000, and you're going to sell the contract for 20 grand, so a total of 120. Does the seller know or see that this guy's making 20 grand, or does the buyer know that you only paid 100 grand for the house, or what do they see?
So there's this thing called a double close where basically it closes there and then it closes simultaneously right after. So there's two closings, one closing for 100,000 and then simultaneously right after that, a closing for 120 with the end buyer. But that costs a couple $1,000s in closing costs to do that. So we don't do that unless it's like we're making 80 grand or something. But even when we're making a ton of money, we don't do that because there's something called a blind HUD, a one-sided HUD. And depending on your title company, they'll do it. And basically the seller's only going to see the seller's side of their settlement statement of the HUD. They're not going to see the fee on there. So just ask them to do a one-sided HUD to the seller. They won't know.
Cool.
Yes, sir. But I mean, still sometimes it's, even if it happens, like I said before, you're making 20 grand, what the heck? We made a promise to you to pay you 100. Okay, let's get the thing closed. Most of the time, that's how it goes, Let's see. Rick, you got your audio working? Let's see. Rick, just speak up whenever you get the audio working. And Diane, just send me your deals if you get one, I'll sell it. I can help you guys sell your deals. I'm going to make a landing page soon where you can all submit your deals and I'll help you sell them. I just have to hire a new person here to deal with all that. Abe, you want to ask your question?
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. Abe?
Hey, how's it going, Jacob?
Going good. How about you?
Good. Hey, so to follow up with the question the other guy had right now, you were saying to get 10 leads per agent a week. So to roughly hit that goal in the Arizona market, how many dials is each cold caller doing daily in an 8-hour shift?
I'd have to pull it up, but we make in February, we made 7.25 million dials in a month.
Wow.
7 million dials in a month.
Okay.
I'd have to pull it up, but I mean, the Zen Call dialer is making so many dials. It's unreal.
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting. I got 3 cold callers are going to start for me, and that's what we're going to be using. Any advice on training them?
Where'd you get them from? Where are they located?
Brazil. Well, I'm here in Arizona, but I got a business partner, and he has a collection agency. So he went to go open up a center over there, and we partnered up. So we're gonna have 3 cold callers starting in the same office building, and I'm gonna be in charge of that.
Yep. Okay. In-house cold callers are, it's not the best, but it's a lot of people do it in the beginning. So go for it. But I have a couple of YouTube videos on cold calling, and then I have a video talking about talking to multiple sellers. There's some good stuff in there. Also, here, I have a list of Jordan Belfort sales videos that I'll send in
Okay.
the chat right now. They'd be good for them to watch. But have you done cold calling yourself?
Yeah, I've cold called for like 6 months. I actually used to work for a company here in the valley. So I have a little bit of skin in the game as far as knowledge and closing deals. But after about 1.5 years now that I have some money saved up to, start it the way I wanted to start it like this, I'm ready.
Perfect. You'll be able to guide them in the right direction. All right. Who's
sounds
got
good.
a question next? I'm going to send that in the chat once it emails to me, the list of Jordan. Here we go. I got it. These are good sales training videos. I have all my people watch it. Even the cold callers.
I got a question.
Yep.
Yeah, hi Jacob.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's a quick and easy question. I just kind of need reaffirmation that I'm right on this. So what it is, yeah, for now I only have total capacity, certain amount of capital that I can use for marketing and not.
Can you speak up a little bit louder? I can't hear you that well.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I only have a limited amount of capital to work with, so I can't really incorporate. So I have to work as a sole proprietor for now, which is fine by me.
Yep.
The one thing, I'm not stuck on the acquisition side. I'm fairly good at talking with sellers. I do have it on the disposition side, not the buyers, but like on the close of escrow. Like my problem with me is actually like the close of escrow. And what I mean by that is since I haven't opened a business bank account yet with an LLC, would I just simply have my like regular bank account and just go deposit my check from title company?
Yep, the title company is going to write you your check to your personal name. So then just deposit in your personal bank account. You don't need an LLC to wholesale real estate. But I do recommend getting one eventually.
Sorry.
Does that answer your question?
Jacob. Yes, it does help.
Awesome.
Thank you. Keep making great videos. Oh, one more thing. So one idea for a video that I haven't seen a lot of people do, because it's more on the back end side of things, would be, your Google sheet, or I think it's Excel, how you have it like all formatted and stuff like that. You know how to manage and catalog your deals. Would you be willing, or would you be able to like provide a template for that?
Like our transaction coordination type thing?
Yeah.
With the deals we have under contract?
I saw it on TikTok and I was like, whoa, this is really organized. So I try to replicate it, but I believe yours is more like.
It's pretty easy to build. It's pretty simple to build. You just have it count up the fees. It's pretty easy to build, but it'll be on my website in like a couple months where you can get it. Okay.
That would be amazing, man.
But it's
Thank you very much.
Simple.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Sir. Rick's question is, how many junior acquisitions do you have? I have 4 acquisition managers right now. They're in the office. I did have a junior acquisition virtual, but I've went through like 3 junior acquisitions virtual. They don't work out. I don't like it. Who's got another question? I hope I didn't miss anyone. If I missed you, speak up now. We'll take a couple more questions.
My question, Jacob, real quick is, I need someone obviously over 18 to be the signer. Obviously I'm doing all the work, but when it comes to closing, when it comes to talking to the title company, what are they going to expect from me? Like, do I need to give them my brother is the one that's co-signed. Do I need to give them his, routing number? Like, what is that? What do they need?
No.
Nothing like that? Okay.
Nothing like that. Just, copy your brother on the emails.
I'm doing it virtual, so I can't just like go in and get the check. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you just email with them. They'll mail you the check.
okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can even just act as if your brother when you're talking to him on the phone.
Really, they won't like. Okay,
No.
cool.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What exactly are leads? Are they like
leads? Anyone interested in an offer? Somebody that said, "Hey, I'll receive an offer."
Oh, okay.
So they might want 2 million and it's worth $10, but they said they were interested in an offer. It's a lead because they're open to the idea of a cash offer.
He might be confusing leads with when people sell data and they call data.
Yeah. So a lot of people go, "How many leads do you have in your dialer?" So they're talking about data, records. Lead is a qualified lead. A lead is like somebody you spoke to and they said they will receive an offer from you. They're open to receiving an offer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, for sure. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Jacob, how many what are you closing on your leads now? Lead to close rate.
Say that again.
What is your lead, like how many what's your percentage, your close percentage on your leads right now?
Yeah, we're converting in like 1 in 111 leads on cold call right now. It's went up a little bit right now because the news telling everyone that the market's on fire. So, well, we have a conversion problem for sure. We gotta convert better.
Okay.
So we're working on that. Everyone's got a problem in their business.
Yeah. And acquisitions manager, you said you pay him $2K. What was the percentage you pay him?
10%.
10%.
2K and 10% commission. When you look at it on the back end of everything you've paid out on their commissions plus their salary of 2K, they are getting around 20% of their deals.
Okay. And are those the only people you have in the office?
Yep, that's it. I had an admin. I hired them for a bit, but that didn't work out. So I'm trying to bring a new admin in, Dispo, transaction coordination, so then I can help you guys sell your deals and also have someone help me with the transaction and selling the deals. And also we have a whole bonus structure where they can get up to, I don't think it's up to 20%, but David just said it's up to 20%. I thought it was up to like 16% in bonuses. So we give an end of year bonus. There's a whole structure.
Okay. Are you in Scottsdale? Is your office in Scottsdale?
Yep.
Okay. I wanted to see if you were going to hire any remote, but you just said you're not. So you would have to be in office, right?
Yep.
Okay.
In office.
Okay.
Are you using
Jacob
to sign your properties? Yep.
Yeah, I have a question. I don't know if I have a chance to jump in really quick.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, Jacob, I have one question really quick. I know you mentioned like you recommend, to dial from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, so you said that you set at least 50,000 records, and but I have never used like a dialer before, so it's like a newbie question actually. So you already answered a question about the phone numbers. So let's say you are trying to to focus on 2 different markets, right? So, or let's say you have 3 phone numbers. So you need to get like 1 phone number for every market that you're gonna dial in.
Yeah, for each state, you'd want to get at least 1. I mean, it depends how much you're dialing. For me, I have a lot of phone numbers for each state. But yeah, for each state, you'd want an area code phone number for that state.
Okay, and like is it included in the Semco plan? Like
they charge you $5 a month, $5 to buy the phone number, and then $5 a month for it.
For each phone number.
Yep. So if
and
you're
how
just
many
calling
phone
yourself,
numbers
you
you
only
have?
need 1 number.
How many phone numbers you have, for example, like in your
Well,
company?
they give you a discount if you buy a lot. We just bought 250 for $1 each.
Okay, okay, great.
But I normally I was using 20 phone numbers, but now I'm trying to fix the whole scam likely thing and up my connectivity, my connect percentage. So I'm buying a ton more phone numbers. I'm just testing some things out right now.
Does that mean
Yeah, because I have seen that some people, you know, when you dial from a different area code, they are like this. It seems suspicious to them.
Yeah, they do. So you're gonna have a better connect rate if you get one in their area code.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you, Jacob.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jacob.
Oh, so we bonus at the end of the year up to their 20%. Real quick. So John, so it's 2,000 a month plus 10% commission. And then like I was saying on the back end, it looks like 20%.
Yeah.
So say they come in at like 16%. At the end of the year, we'll bonus them their 4%.
Got you. Okay.
David, are we still doing the 2% increments of going up in commission? I can't remember if we are. Yeah, and then we're giving them 2% increments up on commission. So they can get up to 16%, I believe. So then they'd be over 20%. So that's all at the end of the year. So this is how we keep people and keep people to stick around. The brackets go up like 200,000, 400,000, 600,000, a million. That's how you go up the percentages.
Awesome. I like it. Thank you.
Yep.
So you're rotating your phone numbers a lot then?
They're
now
on auto rotate on there on the dialer with ZenCall, but then we try to buy new phone numbers every month, or we
New phone
were,
numbers
but we're figuring out a whole new process with our phone numbers currently to try to have a better connect rate. So
Gotcha.
I'm not really sure exactly how we're gonna do things just yet.
Okay.
Someone was speaking and I cut him off. Who was
Hey,
speaking?
Jacob.
Yep, Angel.
Yeah. So, where did he say you were getting your best list from? I'm using PropStream at the moment. And I'm pulling lists from PropStream, but you know, it's not really giving me any motivated sellers at all.
It's because everyone on PropStream's already getting hundreds of calls from everyone, you know?
Definitely.
Here, I get
So-
data from here. I just sent the link in the chat, partner.colinformation.com/unlimited. And another place, if this is good in your state, rebogateway.com.
Rebo Gateway. Awesome. I appreciate it.
Yep. And guys, so right here, I'm sending the link in the chat. This is where everything I use that I'm talking about, you can find at this.
Hey, Jacob.
Yep.
Got a quick question for you. So I've got some money to invest. I don't know if it would be a good idea to outsource just everything as far as building a wholesale company. Do you think that would be worth it, or do you think like a different asset class might be better? I know you're kind of biased, but just wanted your 2 cents on it.
So you have some money to invest. You're not sure whether to get into wholesaling or get into something else.
Yep, exactly. I would outsource literally everything though.
Outsource literally everything in another
As much as possible.
business?
No, wholesaling.
Yeah, you can outsource a ton with wholesaling. What other asset class are you looking at?
Just rental properties, Airbnb, you know, stocks, crypto.
Yeah, well,
I
I
currently
just got
resell
into
art.
crypto. I think crypto is a great thing to get into, but that's like you're just sitting there waiting for that money to make you money. I think you need something that's your work money, or you're actively chasing money, actively going after it. A solid business. You lose all the money in crypto, you got nothing. I lose all my money in crypto, I still have a business. So I think this is good. And Airbnbs, rentals, wholesalers, we have all the deals. We're doing all the marketing. We're finding every motivated seller. We're finding every discounted property. So if you're going to get into rentals or you're going to get into Airbnbs, who's in the best position to get into that? Wholesalers, because they're seeing all the deals flowing through their company. They get to pick and choose. So yeah, that's what I think. But,
No, definitely something to consider. I appreciate your 2 cents.
Yep. One more question.
Hey, Jacob.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what would you suggest or advise on people who want to start virtual wholesaling? Where would they look? What steps would they take after they look? Is it the same if you were to just wholesale in person, or what's the main difference and how would you go about it?
Yeah, so it's pretty much exactly the same as wholesaling in person, because in my own market, I wouldn't really go out to the properties at all. I'd send an acquisition guy to go out to the property, or I'd have the seller send me pictures. I was doing everything virtual in my own market. The only thing that's harder by going virtual is selling the deals, because obviously you don't have buyers there yet. So basically you just have to find an experienced wholesaler in that market and have them help you sell your deals. That's my best advice. And then also choose a market where you're hearing people online say they're doing good at.
Okay. So pretty much what I'm hearing is just kind of look out for someone who's already experienced in that market, kind of partner up with them.
Yep. And they'll help you comp deals. They'll help you out. Not partner.
Awesome.
I mean, give them a $5,000 cut of your deal. Start from the beginning. Hey, I'm going to find deals in this market. I'm doing 3 to 5 deals a month here in my own market. I'm going virtual into your market. I think I'll probably do, 1 to 3 deals a month, and I don't have buyers. Would you be willing to help me sell them if I give you a $5,000 cut?
Cool. And do you use Zillow or Redfin, or what do you use?
I use Propelio and PropStream, both of them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin. When it's in a different state, or even if it's it's in your own state, but PropStream or Propelio is not pulling a lot of information on it, that's when you just Google the address and click on anything possible to see if you can find some information.
Cool. Yeah.
You just gotta look at everything you can to figure it out. And after you look at a property for about 10 minutes, then you'll feel like, okay, I have a confident understanding of what I think this is worth.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much, Jacob. I appreciate this.
Yep.
Thank you.
If I find a motivated seller, would you help me close it if we split the profit? Yeah, but it's got to be, you got to really think it's a deal, because a lot of people send me, oh, I have this seller that's motivated, but it's a waste of time. You got to be close to getting this person to sign, and then I'd be willing to help you guys out. You just gotta reach me on Instagram DMs or Facebook. Try to reach me, I'll help you.
Hi, Jacob.
Yep.
Hey, Jacob. So I'm the one that typed that.
Yep.
I'm in Long Beach. So I drove by a couple of properties that are boarded up. Just need to find the seller. So that's why I was asking if I find the seller. Sometimes some of these properties are hard to find the sellers because they're all boarded up, abandoned, and stuff. So that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, I'd help you out, but I mean, there's plenty of properties that are boarded up, so you gotta speak to the seller first, and then
Exactly. Like once the lead is all pretty much
that they're reasonable, because we're going through 7 million phone calls to find 10 deals a month, right? So,
right. Okay, sounds good. So is that something I can just send you on the Instagram or
yeah,
what's
and
the best way to get?
And did you join? If you texted me on my community number, I'm gonna have my VA looking through that to tell me about important things too. So text me on the community number. Just try to reach me from whatever angle possible. It's unfortunate because you guys are all such amazing people, but there's so many people reaching out that it's so hard to communicate one-on-one with everyone.
Right. I just don't know how to close, and that's.
I can help you out. If you have something real, just spam me. I'll see your message, and I'll help you get it closed. Just make sure it's real. Because people comp stuff all the time, and then I'm like, dude, this isn't even close to a deal. What are you talking about?
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I don't want to waste your time, of course.
Right. All right.
Thanks.
Guys, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm leaving in the chat one last time. Download my contracts and scripts, and also there's a link for all the services. I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna post this on my YouTube channel too next week, so everyone can get the Q&A, get their questions answered. If you guys want to, take a picture right now and post it on your Instagram and tag me. I'll repost it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the chat right now if this was helpful. Awesome. I'm glad I was able to do it, connect with some of you guys, and I hope that I'm able to impact you guys on your journey in real estate, and just know that you can make it happen. Oh, I also wanted to add one more thing, because a lot of you guys are probably learning, taking some action, and you're not seeing any results. You're not seeing any traction. You're not gaining any traction, right? So I was out with a couple friends that I haven't seen in a couple years. I grew up with them, and one of my buddies goes, "I'm broke. I literally don't know what to do. I'm broke." I'm like, "All right, let's talk. I could probably help you out." And I'm like, "What's your schedule look like?" And he's like, "Well, I work here, right? And then, I chill the rest of the time." And I'm like, "Okay, you failed there." Guys, if you're going to make it happen in life, if you're going to make it happen in business, you're going to get a deal. There cannot be any chill. There's no chill. Who chills? That's something you can't be doing. So if you're not gaining any traction, if you're not seeing any growth, if you're not seeing yourself get any closer to getting a deal, ask yourself this: what does my schedule look like? Write it down. Okay. And I'm sure if you cut out 3 things out of your schedule that aren't, productive, that aren't helping you in your life, you will start to gain traction. So I think that's the biggest thing that set people back. They say, "Oh, I'm working. Oh, I'm trying to wholesale. Oh, I'm making 100 phone calls." And I'm like, "How many phone calls are you really making? 20 or 30 a day. No wonder you're not getting a deal." So what are you doing after you're making those 20 or 30 phone calls? Oh, chilling. No wonder you're never going to get your first deal. So look at your schedule, guys. That's the biggest thing. Just make sure you're doing stuff every single day, all day long, and you will get closer to making it happen. But other than that, thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate it. And I'll do this next month. I'll try to do it every month so I can help you guys out more.
All right, man. Have a nice day. God bless.
Yep. Peace, guys.
I appreciate you,
Have a
Jacob.
good one.